Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahabashai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to you Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. All right, today's topic, all right, is kind of a different name. All right, it's called spiritual refreshment. All right, that's like it's like an addition. All right, I don't know if this is going to be a running series. All right, but spiritual refreshment. Okay, circumspection is extremely important. All right, and we've touched on many of these things before. All right, but that's why it's called a spiritual refreshment. Okay, and as you can see, the first thing we're going to do, okay, is define refreshment. Okay, define refreshment / refresh. All right, so one of the first things you think when you think refresh or refreshment, all right, you think of like a soda. All right, but refreshment, all right, comes from the word refresh.
Refresh.
And Slacky, let me turn up the volume.
Refresh.
All right.
Refresh.
Refresh. I don't know if it to make sure it's loud as possible. Here we go.
Refresh.
All right, refresh. And what does it say? It says to give new strength or energy to reinvigorate. All right, so a refreshment class, all right, or spiritual refreshment, all right, or refreshing, all right, a fresh up, all right, refresh, all right, whatever, refresh, whatever you want to call it, all right. All those words go back to the word refresh. Okay, spiritual refreshment, all right, is to bring you, to keep something, on your mind. All right, to keep something, if you've forgotten about it, to bring it back up, okay, to give new strength or energy to, all right, to revitalize, all right, to re-imdue, all right, how do you pronounce that word? Imdue, all right. Or is it? There it is, imbued.
Imbue.
All right, imbued. All right, to imbued, what does it say? It says to inspire, to permeate, to saturate, to inject, all right, so to, that's what they say, to inject. Well, they use that word like you imbue a meat, all right, but it's really, to imbue you with it again, all right, to instill, all right, gradually but firmly establish an idea or attitude, especially a desirable one, in a person's mind, all right, imbue, so instill, okay. So that's what a refreshing is doing, all right? It's instilling that within you, all right? It's giving you new strength and new energy to reinvigorating you, freshen you up. All right, say, okay, yeah, this is why I need to keep doing this. All right, this is why I gotta not do this, all right? And so on and so forth, all right? And one other word is to restore.
Restore.
To bring back a previous rite, a practice, or custom, or reinstate, all right? And that's one of the things one of the things we do in this truth is, we're trying to be, restoring our better selves, okay? Because our worldly selves, we're trying to restore, all right, the spirit, because we were separated. We were still, we weren't in the spirit. We have a spirit, but we weren't in the spirit, all right? And we weren't really thinking of spiritual things, all right? We were puny flesh beings walking around, all right, not having any spiritual mind at all, all right? So we're trying to, bring back, all right, previous right practice, customer, situation, reinstate, all right, certain things, like things that we used to do, all right, coming back under the law, okay, to restore, okay, because we weren't doing those things, all right, we're bringing back to a previous custom that we had, all right, and it wasn't previous, really, it was always instated, we just weren't doing it, okay, so we're refreshing, strengthening, fortify, all right, enliven, to perk up, to exhilarate, all right, to energize, all right, to revivify, to rejuvenate, all right, to restore youthful appearance too, all right, to renew, all right, to resume after an interruption. That's a better word, all right, for what we're doing, all right. We're renewing ourselves, all right, because it was never done away with, all right. The law that we're speaking of, the law, all right. It's just that we stopped following it when we were out in the world and we were lost, all right. So we're renewed, all right. We're resuming, all right, an activity after an interruption, all right. And the interruption was, of course, our wickedness. All right, that we were doing, okay? So, refresh, all right? It's a very heavy word if you go into it, all right? And refreshment, all right, same thing. It's not the first one, but the second one. It says giving a fresh mental or physical strength or energy, all right? It goes on to the same words, all right? Restoring, perking up, enlivening, strengthening, all All right, same words. Okay, so we got that. We can close this out now, so it's not one more tab that's just hanging around. Okay. So the first scripture I wanted to grab. The first scripture I wanted to grab. Okay. Is Luke 19 and 20 through 22. Now, I shouldn't have closed that page because we're actually going to need it. But you know what we can do? No, we'll just bring it back up. All right, we'll bring it back up. So, Luke 19, okay, and verse 20, okay, and this is we might have to read the whole thing. Let's see, where do we want to start? Bear with me. And what's 12? Okay, yeah, we'll start in 12. You can see it's in red, so you should know what that means. But if we go up to 1, you can see, and in verse 19 and 1, it says, "And Yahushua entered and passed through Jericho." All right, so this is speaking of Yahushua. Okay. So if we go down to 12, okay, we can read it. We'll start at 12. It says, "He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into the far country to receive himself a kingdom and to return. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, Occupy till I come." You know, and teach the word. "But his citizens hated him and sent a message after him, saying, We will not have this man to reign over us. And it came to pass that when he was returned, having received the kingdom, then he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. Then came the first saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. Okay, and this is, we use this where we're speaking of, doing the work and, putting the word out there. Okay, it says, and then came the first saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. And he said unto them, Well, why would that make sense to put that there? Can we move this? Why would that ever make sense to be there? Yeah, that's wonderful, having it right in there when I'm highlighting something. That's dumb. You need to fix this app. All right. Well, we're not going to highlight it because it does that dumb stuff. And then he said unto him, Well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, hast thou authority over 10 cities. Okay. And the second came, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise to him, Be thou also over 5 cities. And you could see where this is going, all right? Well, what about the person that didn't do anything? All right, it's like you. What about the person that didn't do anything? All right, never did any bit of the work. All right, 20. And another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. All right, well, I wasn't going to do anything. I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to do anything. And that's why we tell you don't lay this up in a napkin. All right, you got to teach. All right, you got to teach. Which I have kept laid up in a napkin, for I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Okay, now right there. All right, that's a focus word right there. All right, austere. Okay, an austere man, that thou takest up, that thou layest not down, and reapest thou. Slacking. Let me restart. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. And he said unto him, Out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. That's not something you want to hear. You want to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. All right, you don't want to hear, you wicked servant. You don't want to hear that. All right, thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. Okay, and then it goes and continues on. We can go. We'll continue. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required mine own with usury. Okay, and he said unto them that stood by, Take from him the pound, and give it to him that hath 10 pounds. And they said unto him, Lord, he hath 10 pounds. For I say unto you, that every one which hath shall be given, that unto every one which hath shall be given, and from him that hath not, even that he hath shall be taken away from him. But those mine enemies which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Okay, so there you go. There you go. Okay, now, and that's two things. That's one, you got to do the work, but the word we're focusing on here, and the reason we grabbed this scripture, is this word austere, all right? Because we know Yahushua was an austere man, and this is one of the scriptures we use to prove that, okay, is that he was an austere man. It says that he's an austere man, all right? And then Yahushua agrees and says, thou knewest that I was an austere man, all right? So he agrees. It's not just he said it, he agreed. He is an austere man. So, and like the title of the lesson, what is it? What is the lesson? It's called Circumspection is very important, okay? So we're dealing with, and I don't know, I hit something random, okay? We're dealing with circumspection, okay? Now, let's get the word austere, okay?
Austere.
What does it mean? It says severe or strict in manner, attitude, or appearance, okay? Another one says having an extremely plain and simple style or appearance, unadorned, all right? Which was Yahushua as well. All right, Yahushua was also very strict, okay? So strict, self-denying, okay, simple, all right, and not simple as in the bad way, but simple as, not above and beyond, but not simple as in meaning stupid either, all right, because simple can mean, like a simpleton, all right, but simple, just regular simple, all right, regular simple, all right, restrained, all right, so that means having order, all right, self-sacrificing, all right, giving up one's own interests and wishes in order to help others to or advance a cause. Okay, sober, all right, muted in color. Okay, another one would be, let's look at this one. Yeah.
Puritanical.
Puritanical, practicing or affecting strict religious or moral behavior. Okay, so, and that's what we're supposed to be having. We're supposed to be being puritanical, all right, practicing or affecting strict religious or moral behavior. That's what we're supposed to have. We have strict law, okay? We have a law that we're under now. We are also under grace. We're under grace, so we're not going to be, the Most High knows we're not going to be able to keep the law perfectly, all right? But, you're supposed to keep it the best of your ability, okay? To the best of your ability, okay? Strict, self-denying, okay? Frugal, Spartan. Spartan is something completely different, all right? Let's see, upright. There you go, upright. Okay, what's abstinent? Okay, refraining from an activity or from the consumption of something, especially alcohol, abstinent. What's ascetic? Ascetic, characterized by or suggesting the practice of severe self-discipline and abstention, all right, from all forms of indulgence, typically for religious reasons, all right? So one of the things we're supposed to do, all right, it shows you strict, all right, following a strict line, self-denying, all right, self-sacrificing, all right, ascetic, puritanical, all right, it shows you these words, okay, temperate, showing moderation or self-restraint, okay, and that's one of the things we're supposed to do, all right? That's where circumspection comes in, having restraint, all right? Instead of, screaming or yelling or acting like a maniac, all right, or, or anything, all right? We're going to grab the definition of circumspect, all right? Any of those things we're not to be doing, all right? We're very strict here in this truth, okay? We're very strict here in this truth, okay? And you have to be, all right? Without strictness, that opens up room for disobedience and fault, all right? And we don't, that's not how it is in this truth, all right? Not in the true truth, at least, okay? These other people think they got the truth, but that's not how it works, all right? The truth doesn't allow you to spray paint trains, okay, with Yahushua's name, all right, or Yahweh's name, all right, the Lord's name, all right, the Father or the Son's name. I can't remember which one they did, all right? That was Sakari that did that, I believe. I believe it was Sakari. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's not circumspect, man. That's not circumspect. Why? Because now, look, you did an illegal activity, all right, and it's being accredited to the truth, okay? So, you got to be circumspect. Let's get Ephesians 5 and 15, okay? with me one moment. Select you. All right. Ephesians 5, and we'll go from 14. Okay, as you see, I have it highlighted. It says, "Wherefore he saith, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give you light." All right, this is speaking, when you wake up. What does it say in 15? This is in the point, all right? 15 in the point. Okay, 15. "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." Let's grab it again. "See then that ye walk circumspectly," keyword circumspectly, "not as fools, but as wise." Here's this word, circumspectly. Okay, and of course we could grab it here, and I'll probably give you the definition. Circumspect, and this is the dictionary. All right, this is actually wonderful. Sometimes it comes, in clutch. Sometimes it don't. Circumspect, adjective, wary and unwilling to take risks. Okay, wary and unwilling to take risks. Wary, okay, and unwilling to take risks. That's how we should be in this truth. This isn't a risk-taking thing, okay? We follow a strict code, all right? This isn't, a risk-taking event, okay? That's not how it goes. And, sometimes I like getting the definitions from this Bible app, but, really they only give you a couple. So we're still going to look it up because they don't do, see how much you get when you look it up on Google, all right, from Oxford, the Bible app. All right, they only get, and that Bible app is a really good app. In case any of you are wondering what Bible app I use, it's called the Logos Bible. All right, it's the one, you watched the lessons recently. You can, get all the different, have the interlinear going on. It's wonderful. All right, it's I used to use it on the phone. All right, of course, and I'm using it on the iPad now. It's a wonderful app. Okay, it has its issues. All right, but it's pretty much the best one that I've found. All right. I used to use a couple on my phone, but this is one of the best ones, really. But as with all apps, it's not it's not free of issue. But in case you brothers were wondering what app it was, okay, there you go. It's really good if you want to do the Good News translation. It's probably one of the best apps just for the Good News translation. A lot of Good News translation apps are kind of like not very well put together. Okay, I've used quite a few of them, and they're not so great. There's one on my phone. I can't remember the name of it. There's one. It's just called Bible GNB. All right, Bible Good News Bible. It's just Bible GNB. All right, it has like a purple. It has like a blue book. All right, with a red ribbon hanging out the side of it. All right, so there's that one. That one's a pretty decent one again, but I don't like it as much as this. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent. But in case you were wondering, all right, I felt like I should just shout that out. I don't know, for some reason, maybe someone was wondering. I don't know, maybe that was the way to put that on me. I don't know, who knows? But hey, if it helps you, hey, great. So circumspect. Let's lock you. Bear with me one moment. Slack you for that. All right. Circumspect. As you see, we already had it up.
Circumspect.
Let's get it again.
Circumspect.
Okay. Circumspect. And don't shoot me down to the bottom. Just let me stay at the definition I'm trying to get.
Circumspect.
So, it says, as we read in the Bible, it says, wary and unwilling to take risks, but we need the similarities. What do we got? Okay. Cautious. Wary, careful. How do you pronounce this? Is that just carry? Cherry. Cautious or suspiciously reluctant to do something. It's heavy right there. Cherry. All right, cautiously or suspiciously reluctant or suspiciously reluctant to do something. All right, running your mouth. All right, being unruly. All right, doing wickedness. All right, doing things that you shouldn't be doing. All right, what should we be? Being cautious and suspiciously reluctant to do something. All right, you can look up the word reluctant for yourself if you don't know what reluctant means. Okay, so cautious. We're going to go down the line. That's what we're going to do.
Cautious.
Of a person, careful to avoid potential problems or dangers. Okay, wary.
Wary.
Feeling or showing caution about possible dangers or problems. Okay, careful.
Careful.
Making sure of avoiding potential danger, mishap, or harm. Cautious. Okay, guarded.
Guarded.
Cautious and having possible reservations. Okay, on one's guard. We don't need to get that. It's the same as guarded. Discreet.
Discreet.
Careful and circumspect in one's speech or actions, especially in order to avoid causing offense or to gain an advantage. All right, and also, being circumspect can just be like what you're doing. All right, it's not always yelling at someone or screaming screaming at your parents, or acting like this or acting like that. It can be talking about the truth in places you shouldn't be. All right, going through Walmart and wearing your fringes while you shop. All right, and that's not being discreet. That's not being circumspect. All right, or putting fringes on your car. That's not, well, one, that's just going off in general, because the fringes, that wasn't never given. That was given to us. That wasn't given to vehicles and inanimate objects. All right, and dogs and stuff. Okay, okay, I'll tell you. I had a dude come in. I used to work at a GameStop. All right, at one point in time, I had a dude come in. I shit you not, man. I tell you no lies. All right, I had a guy come in wearing his garment. All right, full fringes. All right, full fringes. All right, and I asked what camp he's from, and I've been trying to find him. All right, I can't find him out here. I've been trying to, but he said Mount Zion. All right, was the name of the camp. I don't know what they camps into. I don't know what they're teaching. All right, but that was not circumspect. All right, and I think I asked him what camp he was from, and he had a look on his face like he was frightened. Okay, well, hey, he doesn't know who I am. It's great that he ran into me and I happen to be an Israelite, but I don't know if he was one of those. I don't know what his group goes with. I don't know if he thinks he's one of those people. Oh, you're white looking, so you must be an Edomite. Well, that's not the case, obviously. All right, that's obviously not the case. Okay, but I'm not gonna speculate on what type it was, because I honestly haven't been able to find anything about that camp. All right, I think I found someone's. I don't know some. All right, I think I looked up Mount Zion. I don't know if it was the same camp or not. I didn't see him wearing I don't know. Okay, I haven't been able to find him. If any of you brothers know, hey, please, I'm very curious. I would assume, all right, there ain't too many camps that are doing the right thing out there. You got GMS and you got Men of Valor, all right, and I'm sure there's other ones. And Slovakia, I didn't mention. I don't know a lot of them. I just mainly know those two. I mainly just follow GMS. All right, and Men of Valor is the only other one that I know that's teaching the correct truth. All right, as well as other brothers that aren't necessarily in camps that are teaching. Okay, like I'm not in any camp, but I teach the word that I've been taught. All right, from the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Okay, because if you have the spirit to believe, they're the ones that have the 100% truth that are teaching this Bible. Okay, the other ones, other camps like to add stuff in, man. Okay, and I'm not with adding stuff in. All right, everything should be done decently in order. All right, and if you look at what camps are doing things decently in order, really only GMS and the camps that are following them, of course, as well. All right, if they're really following after them, of course. Okay, so that's why you don't see GMS, fellowshipping with a whole bunch of camps. All right, I've seen them in Men of Valor, but they teach the same doctrine. All right, can two walk together lest they be agreed? All right. So discreet, all right, careful and circumspect in one's speech or action. So again, and that guy's actions were not circumspect. All right, they were not, they weren't discreet. All right, and because they weren't discreet, they weren't circumspect. Okay, you don't need preaching in Walmart. That's come on, man, come on. All right, you don't need to be doing all that. Okay, you don't need to be doing all that. Okay. There's many different things that aren't circumspect. All right, posting videos of you do video lessons. All right, and you post videos of you doing shooting guns as well. That's not discreet. That's not circumspect as well. Okay, that's not circumspect as well. Okay, so you got to realize circumspect is careful and circumspect in one speech or actions, especially in order to avoid causing offense or to gain an advantage. All right, circumspect in general means to be wary and unwilling to take risks. All right, and wearing your fringes out in public, all right, when you're not teaching, all right, is taking a risk. All right, walking into GameStops and Walmarts wearing fringes is taking a risk. Okay, that's taking a risk. All right, screaming at the top of your lungs at someone is taking a risk. All right, calling people names, all right, and pushing and shoving them is taking a risk. All right, talking loud and in public about the truth. All right, and some of us have been there before. All right, I've done it before. I've gotten a little bit better with that. I'm not going to say I've gotten 100% better. I don't ever want to say I'm 100% better in anything, all right? It's constant improvement on ourselves, all right? But now, and you get better. Some things you do when you first come into the truth are very uncircumspect, okay? I'm sure there's many times when we first come to the truth, we can all think back and think of a time that was something we did that wasn't very circumspect. You have the heat of this truth, and you try, teach random people. You know what I mean, okay? In other words, we got watchful, okay? What's that mean? Watchful, watching or observing someone or something. Yeah, I mean vigilant, yeah. Prudent. Let's get it. Prudent, acting with or showing care and thought for the future. Okay, there you go. The opposite would be unguarded or uncautious. All right, so we're supposed to be being cautious. Why? Because we're in dangerous times, man. We are in dangerous times. Okay, so now we've got that. All right, we've got the definitions. You got the understanding. We should be able to continue on. Okay, we should be able to continue on with the lesson now. All right, and go just straight to scriptures. Okay, let's get Tobit 4 and 14. Okay, Tobit 4 and... Yeah, here we go. Again, telling us to be circumspect, all right? Tobit 4 and 14. Let not the wages of any man which hath wrought for thee tarry with thee, but give him it out of hand. For if thou serve the Most High, he will also repay thee. Be circumspect, my son, in all things thou doest, and be wise in all thy conversation. All right, so we're supposed to be being circumspect. We're supposed to be being wise. Okay, circumspect and wise. All right, another one that tells you to be wise is let's see. Harmless as doves, wild, what's the word? What's the word? And wise as a serpent. Salakia, wise. I forgot the word wise. Harmless as doves, wise as serpents. All right, let's get it. Matthew 10 and 16. Okay, and we're going to leave it here for a minute. All right, just so it'll be able to use it as the picture. All right, maybe it'll give us a picture out of it. Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay, wise as serpents. Snakes are very smart. Okay, and harmless as doves. Okay, doves. You don't see doves, attacking people a whole bunch. Okay, so we're supposed to be harmless as doves and as wise as serpents. All right, so it shows you we're also supposed to be being wise as well. Okay, not only are we supposed to be being circumspect, we're supposed to be being wise. We'll read it again. Let not the wages of any man which hath wrought for thee tarry with thee, but give him it out of hand. For if thou serve the Most High, he will also repay thee. Okay, there you go. Be circumspect, my son, in all things thou doest, in all things, and just in some things? No, in all things thou doest, and be wise in all thy conversation. Okay, there you go. There you go. All right. Let's get Exodus 23 and 13. Okay, we're giving you multiple different accounts. All right, it's not just one scripture. We're giving you multiple. All right, and sometimes there might be only one scripture to go off. So don't buck up. All right, if there's just one, well, that's one account. All right, well, it's a really good account then. All right, so just be quiet about it. All right, so here we go. Bear with me one moment. God damn. All right. It says, all right, 1 minute. Slack you. This phlegm's crazy, man. All right, slack you. Exodus 23 and 13, it says, and in all things, Exodus 23 and 13, okay, and in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other powers, or not other powers, Slakia, other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. There's that word circumspect again. So guess what? Calling on the names of other gods isn't circumspect either. Okay, that's taking a risk. All right, you see what we're getting at here? It's not just yelling at your mother, yelling at your father. It's not just wearing fringes. It's not just mentions names of other gods. All right, it's a concept. All right, it's a construct that you got to get, Jake. Okay, be cautious. Okay, be cautious. If you see, I can't be cautious for you. All right, no one can be cautious for you. Okay, that's something you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn circumspection. We can't make you be circumspect. Okay, we can tell you what circumspection is, all right, and how to, basically, circumspect is watching how you walk. Okay, watching how you walk. Make it, let me give you an example. Okay, you go to a restaurant. Okay, you get your food. You're talking about how much I hate Babel. Not a what's the word? We just did the definition of it too. Not a discreet conversation. You're not having a discreet conversation about it, but a loud conversation. Yeah, I hate Babylon. Babylon's America. This place is gonna be destroyed. Why are you out at Golden Corral? All right, and everyone's looking and hearing, what the hell? That's not very circumspect. Okay, that's not very circumspect. Okay. Wearing a shirt that says, death to Esau, that's not very circumspect. Okay, wearing fringes out in public is not very circumspect. All right, that's really putting a target on your head. Okay, especially with all Kyrie and Kanye so-called conspiracy events. Okay, the incidents going on with that. All right, not very circumspect. Okay. Yelling at people, all right, and trying to start fights, all right, or not honoring thy mother or thy father, all right, which is a commandment in general as well, okay, so that you're not supposed to be breaking, but doing that's not very circumspect as well. Yelling at people, getting in fights, not circumspect. That person could pull out their 9 and pop you, all right, and they might be a real thug, man. They might be a real gangbanger and pull, pop, you done, okay. And you would have died, by your tongue. And that's one of the things we speak of a lot, all right, when we speak of circumspect, all right, being circumspect is watching your mouth, okay? Because that's one of the biggest things with coming to be circumspect is watching your mouth. Now, some things are physical person, like I said, not wearing fringes out in public, all right, to Walmart while you're shopping, all right? If you're wearing fringes while you're teaching, that's a different story, all right? Shopping through the store with a grocery cart, all right, and here you are with fringes. Why? Why, Jake? For what? We're supposed to wear, yeah, but you got to realize the time we're in, man. Esau, that's putting a target on your head. That's letting everybody know you're Israelite. And Esau, that's just not very circumspect, all right? And especially if you're wearing fringes and you open carrying a gun, too, or something like that. It's, that's not circumspect. That's a physical aspect of not being circumspect, okay? But a lot of time what we speak on circumspection is the mouth, all right? A lot of it's what you say. All right, there are some physical items and physical qualities, too, but a lot of it's what you say and how you're thinking, all right, and how you're going about your life. Okay, it's not so much as something you see. Like I said, I've given examples of things that are things that you see, but a lot of it's, the way you walk, all right, the way you move, So, hey, man, it's I'm joking around, but it's a serious matter. Okay, it's a serious matter. Okay, of being circumspect. Okay, you got to realize people are getting shot over mustard these days, and they're not really getting shot over mustard. It's because the Lord had, a beef with them. All right, and I don't like to say a beef, and speaking of the Lord, all right, make it a worldly thing. But as you would know, he had a problem. Okay, a problem. All right, put into a perspective that you would know, a beef. But he had a problem with that person. Okay, not only with the person that died or got shot, because judgment's not always death. All right, you might lose your leg or something very terrible could happen to you. But judgment can also be Slakia. Judgment's also on the other person. Why? Because they get to, like I said, it's not always just death. All right, that other person's going to go through judgment as well. Because guess what? They're going to be locked up in prison. All right, for the rest of their life, or at least a large chunk of their life. Okay, or okay, if you happen to be in Texas or somewhere else that does it, you might just get put to death, all right? You might be on a death penalty. Okay, so we're supposed to be being circumspect. Exodus 23:13. And all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect. Okay, Jake? All right, Jake is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And we say so-called because you aren't really Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're, Judites and Levites and Benjamites, all right, and Gadites and Ephraimites, all right, and from the tribe of Manasseh, all right, and Ephraim, all right, and Gad, all right, and Issachar, all right. That's who you are. You're not, not Puerto Ricans or Mexicans or Native Americans or black people or Negroes or islanders. No. You go back to your respective tribes. It's just they've put these names on us. Just like the Chinese aren't Chinese. All right, we call them Chinese, but they're not Chinese. They're Ammonites. Okay, and they're heathens. Okay, just like the white people, they're not white people. They're not Caucasian people. What are they? They're the Edomites. Okay, so that's why we say so-called, the so-called Edomites, or not the so-called Edomites, the so-called white people, all right, because that's so-called, all right, that's not what they really are. They're really Edomites. And we say the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans because they're really actually the Israelites. Okay, but Esau and with all with this cover up, all right, because once you find out who you are, you'll find out who they are, and once you find out who they are, their plan doesn't really work out too well anymore, all right. So it's kind of failing them. Okay, but anyway, that's why we say that. Okay, so you Jakes, all right, and Jake is short for Jacob, all right, which Jacob is his name was later changed into Israel. Okay, that's why you're not Jacobites, you're Israelites. Okay, and the Edomites aren't Esauites, they're Edomites. Okay, so and all things that I have said unto you be circumspect, Jake, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. All right, and we say them, when the only time we say the names of those is if we were explaining something, right? When you're teaching, we might say the soap, the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, we're not actually calling on those names. All right, we're not, giving any heed or idolization to those names. All right, the only reason we're saying is because those are not the names. All right, we're letting you know that is not the name of the Son. The Son's name is Yahushai, okay, and not, all right, JC. All right. That's why we use those words, all right? Or when we're talking, you saying, oh, these Israelites that are calling upon this name and that name, all right? We never call upon those names. The only names we call upon is Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, which means the Father in the name of the Son, okay? So that's the only names we're calling upon, okay? We're not calling on no this or that, okay? And there's plenty of wrong names out there, all right? There's a bunch, all right? But we don't call upon those, all right? We call upon Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. Okay, so let's get 1 Corinthians 14 and 40. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 40. And what does it say? It says, let all things be done decently and in order, right? And that's amongst this truth, all right? And that also shows you that everything should be being done decently and in order, all right? And walking around with fringes and a strap, all right, in a Walmart, all right, is not decent, all right? And it's not in order. Okay, there you go. Those things aren't decent in order. Everything needs to be done decently in order. In order. Let's grab that word. That's another thing, because a lot of Jake don't understand that word. Order. Okay, order, fix a session. All right, it's not going to give us the... I didn't even know they had this. This is pretty cool. All right. I didn't even know there was a search function like that. That's pretty cool. I knew they had this, actually, I think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, same thing. Alright. Man, I was really kind of... They don't have... Is it just fuzzy results versus... Do we have definitions, or... Okay. I guess not. Tlachio. Well, you know, like I says, you know, and you can look up the definition of order on your own. All right. No, I can actually do it right here. It's gonna mute my voice for a minute, but hey Siri. Well, it'll be on my phone actually. Define order. Let's see if I can turn up my volume and we'll have her speak it to you. Hey Siri. Define order. Read it. Read it.
I found this
Okay.
on the web.
Define order.
As a noun, order means the arrangement or disposition of people or things in relation to each other according to a particular sequence, pattern, or method.
Listen to this one.
Do you want to hear the next one?
Yes. That's the one.
As a noun, it means an authoritative command, direction, or instruction. Want to hear the next one?
Yes.
As a noun, it means a particular social, political, or economic system.
Well, it's okay, that's enough.
Here's what I found.
It skipped one. Define order.
I found this on the web.
Order definition.
As a noun, order means
All right, stop.
the arrangement or disposition of people.
All right, I'm gonna turn her down. And the second definition, all right, and that she completely skipped over, it says a state in which everything is in its correct or appropriate place. Okay, and that's what we're supposed to. Everything's supposed to be in its appropriate place. All right, there's supposed to be order. All right, amongst the world, but you know it's gotten out. All right, because people wanted to be disorderly. People wanted to be disorderly. All right, orderly. All right, the word dis means to not. All right, and not in order. All right, and actually, you know what we can do? We'll do it real quick here. All right, we can look up order. Okay, check this out. A body of persons living under a religious discipline. That's heavy. State, rule, regulation, or religious order. All right, so there you go. Now it says we don't really need anything. That shows you we're under a religious order. Now, what is the word dis? All right, word forming element of Latin origin meaning a lack of, not dishonest, disallow, disorder. Okay, you can look that up. You can even look up disorder. All right, disobedience. Okay, disorder. Okay, destroy or no, listen to this. It's heavy. All right, late 15th century Caxton. Destroy or derange the order of, throw into confusion. To throw into confusion. All right, we got what order meant. Okay, and you can see the linked entries, you know, the compound words. All right, dis, order. All right, order, dis. Okay, so circa 1200, it says order here. It says the verb order. It says give order to arrange in row or rank. All right, sense of keep in order. All right, meaning to give commands. Give commands for or to instruct authoritatively. All right, and who is the authoritative figure within this truth? All right, that would be Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Okay, so that's everything's supposed to be done in order, but everything's been done now. Everything's being done disorderly. All right, and what's that doing? It's throwing into confusion. That's why you have men dressing as women, women dressing as men. All right, kids thinking they're, you know, dogs and cats. All right, and people walking around and dressing like, you know, dogs and cats, and you know, doing that horseplay weirdo shit, and paying to look like, to live like pigs. All right, and what else? You know, thinking they have no gender, thinking they have 5 genders, thinking they have, you know, so on and so forth, man. All right, that is thrown into confusion. All right, that is being thrown into confusion. That is disorder. Okay, and it's not just Edomites that are doing that. Some of you Jakes are into that weirdo shit too. Okay, let's get Proverbs 18 and 21. Yeah, it's some weirdo shit, man. And for the most part, I'll give you that one, Jake. For the most part, that weirdo like looking like dogs and dressing up like dogs. Most of that's white people, so-called white people. Most of that's Edomites. All right, most of it. All right, and on all those videos, I don't think I've seen one Jake. And I got a video that I saved recently where these fucking weirdos barking at these people. All right, these humans. All right, mostly women too. Just barking, all right, because I guess they think they're dogs. Just barking at like I don't know, someone protesting. They're like rah, 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 just bark. I'm like, what the fuck is this, man? And I'm not gonna show it on the video right now because I might go into a lesson on it eventually. I don't know, man. It's fucking weird. Okay, but we're getting Proverbs 18 and what is it? 21. Okay, yeah. So there we are. Yep. So now we're getting into the consequences. Okay. So this is Proverbs 18 and 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Okay, death and life are in the power of the tongue. All right, and this is from here on out, we're getting to consequences and really watching your mouth. All right, because that's one of the things that's real important, and that's one of the we touch on a lot because that's one of the things Jake really need to learn to do is shut the damn jaw. All right, stop jabbing it. Okay, stop being a jabberjaw. Okay, so why? Because death and life, Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. All right, so you keep your mouth, good things. You don't keep your mouth, bad things coming your way. Let's get Proverbs 15 and 1. All right, to further drive this home. Go back to my regular keyboard. What is this? Come on, man. Got that, Tony Montoya. Fuck you, man. 15 and 15 and 1. If it'll work with us, cooperate with us. There we go. Okay. Proverbs 15 and 1. Listen here. It says, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Okay, and this is again speaking about watching your mouth. Okay, watch your mouth before you get popped in the mouth. All right, or even worse. Good News Translation. What does it have to say? It says, a gentle answer quietens anger. Quietens anger, but a harsh one stirs it up. Of course, the King James Version is how much it makes more sense. A soft answer turneth away wrath. Okay, but grievous words stir up anger. Okay, Slovakia, bear with me one moment. Oh, Slovakia. All right, Proverbs 15 and 1. As it says, let's continue with the explanation. All right, and it's really pretty plain. A soft answer turneth away wrath. All right, so if someone, starting some issues with you, let's say, let's come up with a scenario, an altercation scenario. Okay. Let's just say you're trying to, let's say you're at a store, okay, and, someone bumps into you, okay, someone's like, what the fuck, man, what you doing, all right, now, which one are you going to choose? Are you going to choose go crazy, and I say, what the fuck, you should be walking where you're going, man, what the fuck you think you're doing, watch where the fuck you're going, all right, or are you going to say, hey, yo, look, sorry, man, my bad. I didn't mean to bump into you, all right? I don't want any problems, okay? Which one are you going to choose, okay? If you chose the first one, you're wrong, all right? And that guy might just pull out that 9 and pop you, all right? Or if he's a big-ass dude, he might not have to pull out a 9. He can just pull out his muscles and just whack you across the face, and you can be out looking like a dummy, all right? Slump on the floor, Okay? Looking like a dummy in front of everyone because you didn't want to look like a bitch. Now, boy, you sure look like one. All right, slump on the ground. Okay? No, you don't want to do that. You want a soft answer. Hey, oh, sorry, dude. I didn't mean to bump into you. Or he bumped into you. Or say, oh, look, my bad. Sorry. Or try to get yourself out of the situation. I can't, I'm not going to be there. We're not going to be there to help you out of every situation. Say, choose the better answer. If someone says, what you trying to do? You want to start something? You want to start something? Don't be like, yeah, motherfucker, what's up? I'm from C block. What's up? I'm from O block. No, don't do that, man. Because guess what? That might be your judgment that day. Okay, not that you chose to do anything with it, but that's just that's the Lord had you do that. Okay, and that's how your judgment came forth. Okay, everything comes from the Lord. Okay, so you want to use a soft answer. All right, someone says you trying to start something, like no, man, I'm just trying to go about my day. I'm sorry if I offended you any type of way. I don't want any issues though. All right, and then he still might want issues. All right, he still might want issues, but guess what? If your Halbah Shimei Shai is dealing with you, all right, he'll get you out of those issues. Okay, he'll get you out. There might be a time where you have to fight. All right, there might be a time. All right, there might be. Okay, but all right, it's not. Something you want to go out and start. What? You want to fight? You want to fight me? Nuh-uh. No. Why? Because what's that going to do? All right, that's going to stir up anger. All right, as the scripture says, Proverbs 15:1, a soft answer turneth away wrath. All right, so if you say something softly, say, oh, look, my bad. All right, that's going to turn away wrath. But grievous words stir up anger. Oh, what the fuck you going to do? What you going to do? Huh? What you going to do? That's stirring up anger, man. And hey, if you end up getting popped, all right? You should have watched your mouth. Okay? So let's get Sirach 28 and 17. It reads. Where were we? 28 and 17. That's a good script. I'm gonna leave that highlighted too. That's actually a really good scripture. We talked on that before, but not right now. All right. Here we go. Okay. This is Sirach, all right, also known as Ecclesiasticus, 28 and 17 through 18. All right, starting with 17, of course. It says, the stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. Watch your mouth, or you won't have one to watch. Okay? It's as simple as that. We don't need to continue to, try to explain or break it down, as you would say. We don't need to do any of that. It's simple. All right? Verse 18, many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many has fallen by the tongue. All right? Many people have died by the sword. All right, but a lot of people have died. More people have died by not watching their mouth, by saying some things that they shouldn't have said. All right, especially Jake, man. Especially Jake. Jake don't know when to shut the hell up. All right, they just don't. Jake don't know when to shut up. What you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do? Well, you found out what they're gonna do. Now you're sitting there with blood leaking out your goddamn head. Okay, that's what they were gonna do. Okay, Proverbs 13 and 3. Again, Proverbs 13:3. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. We don't even need to get the Good News Translation on that, but let's go ahead and do it. Okay? Be careful what you say and protect your life. A careless talker destroys himself, and kind of lost all the weight. The King James Version's way better. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. All right, you open your mouth wide, boom. That's gonna be the last thing you hear. All right, if you even hear it. All right, you hear that ringing of a loud gunshot going off, bam. All right, and then you might see a little bit of concrete. All right, before you out. Okay, don't do it, man. Don't do it. You're supposed to be being wise. There it goes again, being wise as a serpent. And harmless as doves. All right, now what you gonna do, motherfucker? What you gonna do? I'm gonna fuck you up. Is that harmless as a dove? No, it's not. No, it's not, man. No, it is not. Okay, you're supposed to be wise as a serpent. Wise as a serpent, not harmful as a serpent. You're supposed to be wise as a serpent and harmless as doves. That's what we're supposed to be doing, all right? So Jake, don't let your pride get to you, because your pride will be your death too. And that's see how all these things intermingle with each other, Jake. You see how being circumspect goes back to pride, okay? And pride. Oh, I'm not gonna be thought of as a bitch. All right, so that goes into not being circumspect, and you opened your mouth, and because you were being pride, that led to your death. You see how that works? See how that works? You see how there's order to things, and if you keep the order, everything works out. But if you don't keep the order, things start to go bad. Everything has an order, man. Chickens have an order. It's called the pecking order. Everything has an order. Ants have an order of how they move. Humans are supposed to have an order with how they move. All right, well, Israelites do in this truth. All right, we have an order in the way that we move. All right, chickens, ants. All right, bugs. Okay, anything, man. Wildebeest, elephants. Okay, they all have an order. Okay, but right now everything's thrown out of order because the so-called white man Esau eat them. Okay, and we're in captivity. All right, and under the curses, everything's thrown out of order. Why? Because we went off. We went off. All right, we went off. We being the Israelites, we went off. All right. We went off, all right, and fell out of order. Now, and one order slips, everything starts to come. Man, that's why there's order. All right, you start a little bit of a breaking of an order, and everything slowly starts to fall apart. All right, it falls apart, it busts. Things over here start going wrong. Things over here starts crumbling. All right, it's just like think of a big wall. All right, you take one rock out of it. All right, a little bit of the wall over on the right side. You took a couple stones out, and then over on the right, a little bit more stones fall out a little bit more. All right, a little bit more. Now you're missing a good chunk of the right side of that wall. All right, now it falls away a little bit more. Now you're missing that whole right side of the wall. But guess what? That the left side of the wall was linked to that right side of the wall, so that starts falling apart. That starts crumbling as well. All right, you have little pieces over there start falling apart. All right, we shouldn't have to draw a diagram. All right, we shouldn't have to draw a diagram. You can be able to see that. All right, it's gonna start crumbling, man. It's gonna start crumbling. It's just like I recently found this out, and I don't know if it's true or not. All right, because I have a lot of dental issues. All right, and so one of the things I found out, I was reading on Reddit, and I wasn't even looking up anything about dentistry or anything, but someone said that if you get one of your teeth pulled, it can actually cause you to eventually end up losing all of your teeth, because that one tooth keeps everything in line, because you end up having your bone recedes, and it makes everything loose in that area, because the next one next to that is going to get loose, and then the next one next to that is going to get loose, and the next one next to that is loose. I mean, personally, me, at that point, I just get dentures, and ain't no big deal to me because my teeth are so messed up. All right, that's one of my curses for sure. All right, one of the hells I go under. But, and that's because, I didn't take care of my teeth as a younger person, okay? But that shows you, all right? Things like that shows you, man. And that would be order, right? The teeth are in a line like that. One falls out, all the others can go. Not all the time, all right, according to them, but it can happen, all right? But guess what? In this truth, there has to be order, okay? And if there's not order, you get kicked out, all right? Booted, all right? From not even if you're not in a camp, all right? Even if you're not in a camp and you're around brothers that are doing the right thing, and you start doing the wrong thing, the brothers, if you're not even in a camp, they're like, hey, this guy's weird. I ain't hanging around him no more. Gone with the wind, man. Get out. All right, and we don't want to talk to you no more. All right, you're not in a camp. You didn't get kicked out of a camp. Nobody wants to deal with you anymore because you're off. It's like, he's disorderly, And so that's everything has to have an order, man. Like I said, ants have orders, chickens have orders. All animals have order. All right, and you look at wolves; they have alphas, betas. All right, who's in command, who's not in command. All right, who goes out and hunts, who doesn't hunt, who stays home, who watches the pack. Order. Okay, and that's how it's supposed to be with humans as well. And Jake, Israelites, all right, us Israelites, okay, now are coming back into order. But for a while, we weren't in order, all right? The ones that are in this truth truly are trying to come back into order, all right, and follow the law to the best of our ability, all right, and do what's considered, right and true in this truth, all right, and follow after the footsteps of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, okay, and stay orderly and be orderly and in order. As it says, everything should be done decently in order. That's what we're trying to do, okay? That's what we're trying to do. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. Okay? So, order. Order is a heavy term. Woo! It's like one of my stones decided to fall down from the speaker pile up here. Bear with me. I see what happened. There we go. All right, so order. Order, order, order. All right, as they say in the court. All right, why? Because courts have order as well. It's a bad order because it's ran by Esau, Edom, and they don't know to order from their goddamn foot. All right, and they can tell you the difference between order and a piece of dirt on the ground. All right, because this is coming from a people they don't even know. They create their own laws and they break their own laws because they can't even keep it. All right, let's get 2 Peter 2:21. So that's not a person to lead by example. Esau, Edom, they don't even know what order is. All right, how are you gonna get order? How are you gonna get order from a cave beast? All right, they don't even know a goddamn thing. Okay. So, like I said, like I mentioned, all right, we're supposed to be following Yahweh Shem Yahushai's steps, all right, as it says in 1 Peter 2:21. For even hereunto where ye called, because Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps. All right, it says, who did not sin, neither was guile found in his mouth. Okay, there you go. Okay, so we're supposed to be following in the footsteps of Yahushai. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, again, following in his footsteps. Okay, and if he wouldn't do it, we shouldn't have done it either. Okay, and don't take that over. Well, I'll wash my car. What do you want to do that, man? Just can't you just be in order, man? Just stop going too overboard. And that's another thing. Some of you, Jake, go try to be too over righteous. I think we've all fallen into that at some point in time, but the difference is some have been corrected and some have not been corrected. All right, but I think there's some times where we've been too deep. All right, borderline in over righteousness, and then we had to take a step back and say, look, I'm thinking about this too deep, man. I'm thinking about this too deep. I gotta step back. This isn't right. All right, 1 John 1, all right, through 6. Let me see. 1 John 1 and 6. Okay, 1 John 1. That which was from the beginning, which we have heard, which we have seen with our eyes, which we have looked upon, and our hands have handled of the word of life. For the life was manifested, and we have seen it, and bear witness, and show unto you that eternal life, which was in the Father, and was manifested unto us. That which we have seen and heard, declare we unto you, that ye may have fellowship with us, and truly our fellowship with the Father and with his Son, Yahushai Hamashiach. And these things write we unto you, that your joy may be full, that this is the message which we have heard of him, and declare unto you, that the Most High is light, and in him is no darkness at all. If we say that we have fellowship with him, and walk in darkness, we lie and do not the truth. But if we walk in the light, as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Yahushai Hamashiach, his Son, cleansed us from all sin. Okay, so in 1 John 1 through 6, I'm not sure why I was grabbing here with austere. It's still a beautiful scripture, all right, and it fits the point. I'm kind of wondering if it was supposed to be. Let's see. Let me look it up. No, we'll close it out there. All right, I made this last night. I'm not sure what the point I was trying to grab there, but it's true. Verse 7, 1 John 1 and 7. But if we walk in the light, as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Yahushai HaMashiach, his Son, cleanseth all from sin. All right, so there we go. But the point being that we're supposed to be following in the footsteps, all right, of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, That's what we're supposed to be doing. Okay, we're not supposed to be doing a whole bunch of extra stuff and being you know, a bunch of, you know, a rude ass, you know, unmanageable people. All right, we're supposed to be being in order. All right, we're supposed to be following the footsteps of Yahweh Shai. Okay, and I think I get what I was getting at in 1 John 1:6, which if you're following in the footsteps, Yahweh Shai was austere. That means you're supposed to be austere as well. And we got the definition of austere. All right, we got the definition of circumspect. That's what we're supposed to be doing, man. Okay, circumspection is extremely important. All right, and that's the spiritual refreshment. So hey, with that we're gonna close out. All right, hopefully, you know, it gave you that that boost that you needed. All right, hey man, we got to continue, you know, walking straightly, man, and following after the footsteps of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, we got to keep the order. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until the next one, Lord willing, Shalom.